Hi everyone, thanks for joining us. Today we're throwing a light on a subject no one really likes to talk about. It's a big dark secret or a Pandora's box that nobody wants to open. But sometimes projects fall short of expectations, even, dare I say, ones with Salesforce. I'm joined today by Ben Earl, Marketing Director at MAB Corporation, one of Australia's leading property developers. Today, Ben will share with us what went wrong at MAB and just how they managed to get their Salesforce agenda back on track. Ben, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Amelia.
Absolutely a pleasure. So, Ben, you joined MAB a few years ago now. What was it that you discovered when you got there?
Yeah, so back in mid-2017, I joined MAB, and at that stage, the use and management of Salesforce CRM was with finance. And at the, I guess, first look at it, it was a very good CRM and contract management tool, and also meeting some of the needs of the finance departments. After further investigation, though, I found that it was very much a case of the solutions were being developed for individual needs, and in particular, project by project case, rather than stepping back and having a look holistically at the MAB business model and really gaining that alignment between the CRM instance and the MAB business.
So you had your plan. How did you go about implementing that plan?
Yeah, the very first step was to take a look at every single checkpoint and milestone that we used Salesforce for, and then look at how we were operating as a business. And at MAB, we're quite diversified as a developer. And so within each division, we have quite unique processes and business operations that are really unique to that particular division. So for us, it was quite complex. And I think that the hardest part was there was no solution documentation at the time that was retained. And it was about 10 years of customization and a very complex instance. So to really get through that was about simplifying, and to the point before, taking that holistic view was looking at, well, what are the capabilities of Salesforce? How does our business operate? Let's try and align them both, get them both on a plan, and then work out our critical next steps. And then I just sorted it by business need, user need, and then started the process from there. So with clarity on internal resourcing that was required, I would say that with any scale of business, you do need to have someone internally that has a good grasp of Salesforce.
So back at that point where you were sort of assessing, you're assessing your Salesforce platform, what options were you considering at that point?
So there wasn't really any limit on the options. It was more what's available to us, and would we just start completely fresh? Would we work with the existing model, and what other solutions are out there? Mm-hmm. For us, it was clear Salesforce was very powerful. It just needed the right approach, and certainly a lot of remediation because of the legacy that was there. And as I mentioned before, it was doing good work for the business. It just wasn't keeping up with the evolution of the MAB business and the scale and the diversity of it. And so taking a look at Salesforce and what we could get out of it, it became clear that although difficult in the beginning and a lot of hard work, it would be better to remediate, build on successes that were there and aspects that we were happy with, and then give us that time and space after checking some boxes, proving to the business that these changes would value add, these changes would improve our efficiencies. From there, we would look at new additions that we could create within Salesforce. And that's where we really got into new projects and working with Carnac.
Fantastic. Can you share a little bit about what that was like working with us to help you on this project?
Yeah, from day dot, it was really a very comfortable relationship, and one that I think that's the building blocks really for being able to come up with some effective solutions for your business. And with our external partners such as Carnac, for us, we really do want to feel like it's an extension of our internal team. And from that point of view, the relationship has been really well established, even from early days, and allowing us space and freedom to come and talk about the challenges that we're being presented, rather than just say to Carnac, here is our problem and here's our solve. It was really to take Carnac on the journey as well.
Sometimes you just need a fresh perspective, right?
Yeah, totally. And fresh energy, with these things, sometimes it just helps. Yeah, fresh energy, fresh eyes, and a chance to approach it in a way that will hopefully lead to greater adoption across the business. And I think with what we've done today, we're not perfect. We still have a lot of challenges. We discover new things, but you're never complete.
No.
But having said that, you see the results, and I think that's really important. And I'm able to report on those results. I'm able to share those insights, everything from analytics to just very important anecdotal feedback. Someone that has a specific process can say, look, we're finding this process an improvement, and here are the reasons why. And if we don't achieve that, we can really focus on making sure that we make those changes so we can achieve that goal. So that's been our approach today.
It's a great reflection point, I think, for many businesses, that the journey is never over. You're never perfect. There's always evolution in business, and your Salesforce platform needs to reflect those changes as you go. It can't just stay static. Otherwise, what's the point?
That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
And so how is it working for you now these days? Tell me about your Salesforce platform and what it's delivering for MAB.
Yeah, well, it's definitely now sort of more, there's a lot more enjoyment, I'll be honest, because in the beginning it was tough and felt like never getting ahead. And now getting through the initial objectives of the plan, which was clean up what we have, remediate, get ready for being able to grow and evolve the way we use Salesforce, and get a hell of a lot more value back to the business. That's where we're at now. And I think that from my perspective, it's been great to see. We've expanded the use into new business and deal management, which is more the sort of acquisition side of what we do at MAB, that had no interaction or use of Salesforce previously. And that has been a great module that's been set up for us. In terms of other highlights, our business reporting has advanced a lot, and we do gain a lot more insight now than what we had previously. Our data integrity has substantially improved with some of the projects we've rolled through the system.
For sure. You mentioned insights there. What kind of new insights are you getting?
In terms of the business reporting, we're involved with the broader business and have been creating interactive dashboards that give key decision makers all the information they need at the click of a button. So I find that the reporting side of it is where a lot of that hard work comes to fruition, because you really it's measurable. You can see it, and you can share that with the business, and that has helped take the next step with internally with buy-in, because we've been able to show that developing that, sharing that report, these are the results. Now we want to tackle another project, and we can also report back the learnings and the results from it. So I think it's been very helpful.
Very good. Okay, and what would you say to other businesses that might be out there feeling like perhaps their investment in Salesforce is not, or is falling a little short of where they had hoped it to be right now? What would you say to them?
I would say that it's very difficult, any change management process you take on, and I find that Salesforce would likely fall into that category for most businesses, because anything you're going to approach is likely to be a new process for many people. Personally, from my experience, has been that starting really paring everything back, getting back to basics, ensuring that there's business alignment, ensuring that the key users are part of the process, every step of the process that they should be part of, and creating some form of working group internally to bind everyone together to make sure that that momentum continues. They would be probably the top approaches that I've found are proven over time and reliable.
So don't shy away from it, I guess, is the key point.
Yeah.
There. Well, it's refreshing to hear your story. Thank you, Ben, for joining us today and sharing the story of MAB Corporation. We're so thrilled to hear that your Salesforce platform is heading in a much better direction for you these days than when we first met you, and wish you continued success with that. Thanks,
Amelia. Happy to come online today and have a chat, and we're certainly getting in that positive direction. So yeah, it's a good thing.